Alright guys, how's it going? So we're gonna go ahead and continue, and we're gonna go ahead and create this one over here that says Gon's Tutorials. Now you guys can go ahead and write your name or anything that you want if you so choose to, or you can just go ahead and type in Gon's Tutorials as you see right there. So the first thing we're gonna be doing is we need to install the font that we're gonna be using for this specific tutorial. So the font was provided for you guys here. It's called Lobster 1.4. If you haven't installed it yet, then I'd advise you go ahead and install it right now. So install the font. There we go. We're good. So I'll go ahead and close it and come back over here. So I'm going to go ahead and type in right here Gon's Tutorials. And I'll go ahead and highlight it and just go ahead and select Lobster 1.4. Make it big so I can see what I'm doing, and I'll go ahead and center this out. So now that I have it here, I'll go ahead and go to my object and expand, and now we have them here separated. So I'll go ahead and ungroup this real quick, see if I can, well, if I ungroup it, I kind of have to select it because now it's like ungrouped into separate layers. So I'll go ahead and select this and just kind of drag this a little down, put it right in there. There we go. So now I can select everything again and just well, I guess I can right click and yeah, it's not there. So I'll go ahead and select everything again and just press Control G, and we're gonna go ahead and group those back up. If you want right now, if you can see, you have this little like hinges right in between where the letters are connecting. But to fix that, we can just unite this, and then it creates it into one solid object, which is what we want to do. So the first thing we're going to be doing is working with gradients. I want to create this like metallic looking gradient. So yep, you guessed it. We're going to go into our gradient tools right here, click on this little arrow, go to our libraries, and we're actually going to go into gradients and then go ahead and select metals. For metals, we can go ahead and select one that looks pretty good. I think this one works perfect. And we're going to go ahead and select our gradient tool so we can just have it go from bottom to top, and then this one to click OK. And that looks actually pretty good to me. So from here, what we're going to end up doing now is creating the outline effect. So we'll select our object, hold Alt, move this down. Select a solid color for it, click the outline and put the same solid color. Please excuse that, and we're gonna put this again and just go up here so we can add our, we'll go around maybe 14. That looks pretty good. Go to object and expand and click OK. From here we're gonna go ahead and unite it and select our direction selection, and I'm just gonna go ahead and fix that guy right there. And then I'll go ahead and right click and arrange it. Oops. Right click, arrange, and send that to the back. So now that it's in the back, I can go ahead and put it right here. And we have that, which actually looks kind of cool, to be honest, in black. But we're gonna go ahead and double click and switch this over to like a kind of like a beige, not a beige, sorry, like a navy blue or some royal blue around there. Now that we have that, the goal that we're going to be doing here is to try to create this thing that kind of looks like a 3D effect. And the way we're going to do that is we're actually going to make a copy of this, leave that one there, and then make another copy of it, and then bring it here. This one we're actually going to go ahead and switch the color of it to double click to white. And we're just going to drag this guy. Make sure you select the gradient one, arrange it, and send to front. So now we can put the white one up here underneath this one. And what we want to do using our directional keys on the keyboard, we're actually going to kind of put it to where you can just see a little bit, just like so. You want a little bit of like white coming out from the corners and stuff like that. Let's go ahead and look at this one. Yep, just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and bring this guy, let me zoom out here. We're going to bring this guy up here as well. But before we do that, let's zoom in. Make sure you select the white one. And then hold shift and select the gradient. Right click and make sure you're selecting both. And you bring both of those to the front. So that way, when you bring this guy in, he goes straight to the bottom of those two. And as we do that, we're going to move this guy up here. And we're going to do the same thing with him. Just kind of move him down ever so slightly to create that effect right there. So you should see things like this, 1, 2, 3. If you've achieved that, then you've done it correctly. And now that we have that, then it looks pretty good. The only thing I don't really like is the gradient here. I might actually mess around with it a little bit more. There we go. So that looks a little better now, I think. Anyways, so we have the gradient now, and we have this just the way we want it. So now what we're going to do is select everything. We're going to go to Effects and Warp. And in Warp, we can go ahead and just, for now, select Arc. And you can go ahead and press Preview, and you can see what it's doing. You can select Lower Arc, and choose whichever one you feel you like. I'm actually going to go with maybe Rise. No, well, maybe. And you can control it like how much you actually want to move it. I'll go ahead and leave it, yeah, something like that. So I'll choose Rise, move it to around 19, and click OK. So as you can see, we have all this like stuff right here, which is how it used to look. So we go to Object, instead of Expand, we're actually going to expand the appearance of it. By expanding the appearance, it now goes back to the way you just changed it, right? And so now we have this, which looks pretty cool. And that's it for this one, actually. Just know that that option is there, Warp, and you can do so much with it. So keep that in mind. We'll go ahead and make this one a little bit smaller. And then go ahead and drag this one over here. Now the Minicooper one, this one's a bit of a challenge. For this one, we're actually going to need something to kind of base it off. But, what the heck. We'll just go ahead and do it by eye. So first we're going to go ahead and do a circle. And we're going to turn that circle to black. Which is going to be that center one. Then we're going to make another circle. And this one's going to be just a little bit bigger. And we're going to change that one to white. And then we're going to copy it. And we're going to make another circle just a little bit bigger than that. And we're going to control, by selecting our eyedropper, just select the black again. And then another circle that's also bigger than that. And now to hold them, to make them like stretch from the inside, I'm holding Alt and Shift at the same time. And you can make it like that. And then I'll go ahead and change this one to like a kind of like a grayish color right there. So I'll go ahead and select this guy, arrange. Well, let's do it one by one. So this guy has to go at the very top. So let's see how they fit right now. Yeah, so arrange this guy, send him to the back, arrange, bring to front, and arrange, bring to front. And so now, as you can see, we have all these circles. And so one of the cool things that you can use here in Illustrator, because if you notice, they don't really align. You kind of have to like do your best to make sure they look like centered. But let's say we have them all messed up, right? We select all of them at the same time. We can actually press Align up here, and we can choose to align to the selection. Instead of artboard, we want to align it to the selection we've just created. And we can choose align it horizontal and align it vertical. And it'll adjust it so that they're all right in the center, which is exactly what we want. And then from here, we're going to go ahead and select our rectangle tool, and we're just going to kind of do a square like that. We're going to select everything again. go to our line to selection, and we're gonna align it horizontal and then vertical. So now it's like pretty much straight. We're gonna get our directional selection tool, and we're gonna bring this guy in just a little bit, and then try to match this one as best as you can, just like so. And now we're actually gonna select this one, and we're gonna go to Effects, Warp, and we're gonna click Bulge. And on Bulge, you see how it's like kind of curving it upwards? We don't want that. We're gonna actually select Vertical. It's gonna curve it right here on the vertical lines, and we're gonna click OK. Then go to Object and expand the appearance. So now we have this thing right here. We're gonna arrange and send it to the back. So now we're pretty close to the way this is supposed to look. We can actually bring this guys in just a little bit more, I guess. Nah, let's not, because we'll mess up the way it's supposed to look. I mean, it was supposed to be more curved, but you know, I made the mistake in not bringing it in as much at the beginning, but it's okay. We'll continue like that. Then we'll go ahead and grab our rectangle tool, and we'll choose this to be kind of like a gray color so we can see what we're doing. We're just gonna select out here and drag a rectangle just like so. Then hold Alt on our keyboard and just kind of drag all the way down. Make sure you're holding Alt and somewhere there. So now we have this right here, and we're gonna select everything. So make sure you select the black shape and all these gray ones. A good way is just to select this tiny corner, and it'll select everything there. And we're actually gonna use this one right here, which is divide. And divide is going to make sure we press it. Create a divide between them. So we can right click and then press ungroup, and now we can select this outer ones and press delete, select this ones and press delete. So now we have this. We're gonna send everything to the back, arrange and send to back. And for this guys, we're only the gray ones, we're actually gonna create a gradient for them, not those obviously, but we can come here and then choose this little one here, and I'm looking to reset my gradients, but let's see, default gradients. Sorry, that was my dog. So I don't see them, but I'll go ahead and just, you know, cancel all these out, close them out, move them out of the way. And I'm actually gonna leave like kind of a dark gray. So move this over a little bit. And I'm gonna choose radial and grab my gradient tool, and I'm actually gonna come from here and select that way. There we go, just like so. And then I'm gonna select this guys, which are the black ones, and press I and do the same thing, but I'm actually going to move this to where it kind of looks a little bit more black on the side edges, just like so. Then we'll click this guys on the top and go to Effect, Stylize, and Drop Shadow. And on Drop Shadow, we're going to go ahead and click Preview so we can see what we're doing. Under Opacity, I'll go ahead and pick this up to 90%. Offset, I'll go ahead and put 0.05. And on Offset White, I'll put 0.05. And then just click OK. There we go. And now we can grab our type tool and type in Mini in all caps, and make this big, switch it to Futura, was it? Futura, not Futura. Let's go ahead and go with no, I don't have that one. Let's try Arial. Yeah, Arial works. And we'll go ahead and switch this over to white. Click OK and put that in here. And so now we have our Mini logo, and we can go ahead and make this small. So the mini logo, I think this should actually be in bold. Yeah, there we go. That looks way better. Um, and again, center that out. So now that we have the mini logo, it doesn't look the same. Obviously, I did not move the corners inwards as much as I should have because I kind of winged it as I was doing it. But can press I here and kind of select the same color there. But I mean, you get the general idea of what we're supposed to be doing. So now what we're actually going to do is create those boxes in the back to make the logos just kind of stand out and give them a little poof of awesomeness, right? So we're going to go ahead and grab our box, create this box right here, and we're going to actually switch it to a gradient. And we're going to change the colors. I guess I'll go to maybe a little, let's try pink now, I guess. And right here we'll do the same thing but a little lighter pink, and arrange it and send to back. There you go. And so now we'll go ahead and bring this over here by holding Alt, bring this one here and stretch it out, and bring this one here and stretch it out. And so once you've done this, we can go ahead and save it and turn it in, and you should have 4 logos that look like this. And hopefully this kind of gives you a general idea of how you can use Illustrator. Remember, expanding is such an important thing. Using your selectional tool, using gradients, and just learning the general idea of how you can play around with Illustrator. So once you've completed this assignment, you can go ahead and save it and turn it in. And that's it for today, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.